Hey there, everyone. It's a Sunday, April 4th, baseball MLB algorithm update. Boy, did I do some work today. Oh my gosh. I changed some things and added some stats, and I kind of like what it's doing because it's only going to get better from here. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about the games today. And there's just so much information. I'll try to slow it down and do whatever I can to explain it as coherently as possible. So, let's talk about this year. This year is 2021, not 2020. And thank gosh it's not 2020 anymore. I like 2021. It's been a whole lot better to me. So let's talk about how 2021 is now going to be impacting the MLB algorithm. Instead of last year's stats, which is what we had in all of these columns as of yesterday, it was 2020 stats. Guess what? Team wins for last year were not 0-2 for Atlanta and Philadelphia. That's 2021 stats. So everything is now 2021. Why didn't I do that yesterday? Because there's only 3 games in the season, and it doesn't have a lot of relevance. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna use that now, and I'll tell you why. One is we want to catch the current streaks of the current teams. Meaning, if somebody's hot this year all of a sudden because they got a new roster and they're kicking butt, we want to know that. We don't want to be living in 2020 here in 2021. So what we're going to do is we're going to attenuate or lower the factors that don't mean as much early on in the season, but still have them in there a little bit, and that's what we're doing here. And so I've set up a new distribution of all these factors. We're messing around, so be it. It is what it is for now. We've got projected scores. Let's go through the games. Let's talk about what to do, because yesterday, I have results and stuff in here now, and yesterday I said go and bet the over in Houston because it said they were going to score 10 runs, and guess what? They put up 9 runs. I bet it and won. It was the easiest money ever, right? Well, is there anything like that today? Kind of. Down here, it says the White Sox are going to put up 20 against Shohei Ohtani, late night. It's the night game. It thinks that the White Sox under the lights are going to knock the ball into the lake, basically. Even though I don't think their stadium is on the lake, it's on like the south side. They're gonna throw it into all of south side, essentially. That's what it thinks is going to happen tonight, because Ohtani's ERA is high and the Angels' bullpen ERA for the current year is also up there. So in terms of just a team over for the day of like White Sox over 4.5 or whatever, or White Sox to win also, I think they're going to crush them as well. So there's a couple things there. So that's the pick of the day, is White Sox team over. Good luck tonight with that. I'm going to bet it as well. But something else I want to talk about. So there's a lot of games here. There's a lot to be done. People always ask me about betting, obviously, because these videos are kind of about betting, but they're also about who's going to win and just an algorithm trying to predict the outcome of a sporting event, let alone betting on it. And so Katrina is here. Katrina's on the East Coast. Katrina showed up last night. We're going to go over the next, whatever days, weeks and stuff. We're going to show how to bet this. And I've learned some things about how to bet, and especially live betting, that I really like and I want to share about kind of owning a bet as a security. For example, here, it works better in hockey. I could explain it in the hockey video better. But when you see some really good odds on something because of a weird current situation in the game, like if the White Sox started down this game 4-0 in the first inning tonight, okay, late night, I would say, wow, that's great, actually. I would say that is great. You know why? It's great because the algorithm still thinks that the White Sox are supposed to crush this game. So if they start down 4-0, all the odds for the White Sox would be incredible. They'd be like plus 200, 300, 400 for them to win the game, depending on how many runs they were down. And then you'd get runs with them and all these things that would be helpful. And it would be super early in the game, and it wouldn't even matter yet that for some reason Dylan Cease started off the game terribly. It wouldn't matter. And so purchasing a live bet on like the White Sox to win when they're at plus 300, when they're down 3-0 in the first inning, is a great way to play this game because of the way that you can own bets and then sell bets during the game. And I did that last night. I'll discuss it in hockey, in the hockey video later today. And I'll also discuss it with Katrina when we go over what her bets will be as we do this. But It's a really interesting thing because you can own a live bet if you're in a state where you can bet online. You can own a live bet, and it has a monetary value assessed to it throughout the game at almost any point in the game until they cut off betting, sometimes very late before it almost ends. But other than that, you basically have the ability to cash out for a certain value at any time. So, how would you take advantage of that in baseball? Well, it's about picking teams to win when they're down runs because you get really favorable lines. It's about anticipating when there are going to be pitching changes and then looking at the bullpen ERA factor to see, like, who's got a terrible bullpen ERA? Texas. Texas got blown out of the water yesterday. Now, this is early in the season, but they look terrible in the bullpen. Who else is bad? I mean, where else? They're really the worst. So, talking about Kansas City maybe hitting an over today is probably also a really good idea, looking at Texas bullpen. But Wes Benjamin's a better pitcher who's starting. Okay, an okay pitcher who's starting, but still, that's an interesting way to look at this grid as well. Now, Domingo Homran, his stats are from 2019, which is a little distorting here because he's got more starts and more wins because that was a full season and not 2020. One of the pitfalls of having to compare different year stats together is you get distorted stuff like this. It looks like it makes the Yankees a little more favored than you would think normally, but expect some runs in this game because both these teams have strong lineup factors, which contributes to offense. So, I mean, there's just so much going on here. I really like what it's doing. I automated a lot of things and set up some automatic queries so that this thing can be set up a little quicker every day. I still end up having some time to set up lineups and things like that. This is what I do is I grab the lineups off of RotoWire. They're a great site. I highly recommend them. I pay them every month, and you should too. If you want to get accurate stats and be able to download them, they're really fantastic, and they help support the production of this essentially by feeding in numbers that are important. So anyway, I would say today, if you do one thing, bet the White Sox team over tonight. If you can get it like over 4.5 or 5 or whatever it is, probably 4.5, and that's the pick of the day. As for anything else, I don't know, just if you're interested in subscribing to this, we can get the email every day. Like I sent out the email just before these 1 o'clock games started today, so you could have had this to actionably bet as I did if you are a subscriber. That's the benefit of getting that ahead of the videos. So good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning. Expect some videos coming later today. Expect Katrina making some picks. We're going to show Katrina how to turn $100 into, I don't know, what should the goal be? 100,000? Let's turn $100 into 100,000 using the MLB algorithm or all the other algorithms this summer. Let's see if we can do it. All right, good luck, everybody.